What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live session. Today is October 28th, 2019, and we're back at again on the charts for our Monday session. Today's session had to be postponed by an hour. Hopefully that doesn't cause any, setbacks with, with your schedules. But something came up that had to be attended to. But we'll be good to go. Back at 11 a.m. tomorrow. But let's get into it. Today's the Monday session, so as always, we're gonna have our general bias of our pairs. Today's gonna be the majors, just focusing on the majors, and we'll see what we can have in store. Obviously, we're carrying a lot of trades from last week over, and with that being said, Euro USD just got popped out at entry, and we were in some nice profit, on Friday. We had our first take profit hit, 110,725 area, and then our partial got stopped out. But if you look at the idea right now, the price action is still short. Nothing major has happened. If you look at the 4-hour candle, we did print a nice shooting star. And if we look where we printed it, we can see our ascending channel that we created, which we broke to the top side. With a failed rally to go higher, we came back down. And on the 4-hour candle before the current one, we had a nice shooting star rejection off our channel. So that's nice insight for us to go lower. And so if, for example, if, you got stopped out, I think a lot of us did, unless you didn't move your partials, we're looking to re-enter again. And we're on the 4-hour. Let's see, 15-minute time frame, just to see where we can get our best entry, maybe in the 30-minute. And we'll take a peek at the fundamental schedule to see if there's any releases that will be coming up in the upcoming days that we have to watch out for. But on the 30-minute time frame, we could, to get the best entry, we could just draw this trend line just to, play it safe. It is Monday, so we're not rushing into anything. But, we had a nice clean move. We had a retest and a rejection. And so if we break this 30-minute time frame, we are going lower. Obviously, the first area of target is, once again, 110,725. And then followed by 110,400 area. So, pretty similar to our idea last week. Not much has changed. And, last week we really focused on Brexit. And let's just see where it's at. I was hoping, Daily Effects would have some sort of article. Probably does. Apparently, they did another vote and then it's extended. And this week is NFP week. So it's going to be a pretty crazy week in terms of fundamentals. Let's just see what's happening. Brexit extension announced as Boris Johnson pushes for December. Okay, so leaders agreed to extension to 31st January. We have two different headlines here, but this was the latest one, so I'm going to say December is what we're looking for. Saga is a nightmare for business. This never-ending Brexit saga is not only a nightmare for business, but also for traders. Come on, man, let's get this done with. So apparently, let's see what's going to be extended to. Let's see the date. If you guys have any questions, new parliament would meet before Christmas. Okay, so I guess January 25th or 24th is when they're going to be meeting. Let's see, the Queen of the first meeting of new parliament takes place before 23rd of December. Okay, so at least we have a date down. So I think till then things will be pretty quiet unless any major developments happen. Hopefully on Friday's session, you guys signed up so you can talk in our chat. And this is a nice way to communicate and even leave questions after the session for me so I can get back to them. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you sign up for our portal. It's free, especially for our Monday and Friday sessions. So Euro bias is still short. We'll see what's up with that. Pound. Let's look at the pound now that we have some insight for Brexit. And I believe the stream just went red on me. Hopefully it's not laggy on your end. One second. Okay guys, I think the stream should be good now. It's weird. But yeah, let's continue where we left off. Hopefully it hasn't disconnected for any of you. Just a quick little admin announcement. We do have a 1+1 Halloween deal. If you guys know Halloween, it's coming up in a few days. And for the next few days until Halloween, until the midnight, we'll have the 1+1 Halloween deal. And basically that means is if you pay for a month, you'll get 2 months of service. If you pay for 3 months, you'll get 6 months of service. And if you buy yearly, you'll get 2 years. So a great deal. And if you want to, get in on the offer, just sign up for email alerts today to get the offer. And how you sign up for email alerts is go to this URL right here. It's a pretty long URL. I'll post it in our portal chat. It's called forexlens.com/forex-trading-room/email-alerts. And you're just gonna fill in your name and get access to the portal and our alerts for the promotion that we're running. So yeah, if your subscription's running out or you're looking to extend for a long time, or if you're a new client, make sure you check that out. But back on the charts, let's go to pound now that we have some insight about Brexit and etc. So let's see. So yeah, pound hasn't really moved much. I mean, we wanted our short idea to pan out sometime last week. We just never got that criteria, but it's looking like it's gonna go down. I mean, obviously the price action still lower highs and lower lows, and I mean, if you can see the previous bull rally, it's kind of stagnated at this horizontal ray we drew, and so all we're looking for is that nice break above this hourly support, and we should see the pound free fall. We've seen this with the pound yen trade we took last week, so actually the week before. So the pound is pretty volatile in the way it moves, and whenever a big support or resistance is broken, it tends to fall 50 to 60 pips in one movement, and we can capture a nice chunk of that to go into the later parts of the day. So I'll be on the lookout for this. We're on the 4-hour chart, so it may take maybe the rest of today going into tomorrow to have this set up. Alternatively, we could have the long like we expected before to 135.580. So remember when we did that swing long from over here, we did get up to here. We were halfway there, but this is where we kind of stalled, and so we could have the long opportunity as well. Let's take a peek at the fundamental schedule just to see what we have this week. Obviously, we have NFP week. It's the first week of November coming up, so today it's going to be pretty quiet. We have the Parliament Brexit vote, which we know the results of. Tuesday, Aussie news right before London. Consumer confidence will be pretty big for the dollar, and Aussie CPI. So pretty big day for Aussie tomorrow. Wednesday will have ADP, obviously, so ADP non-farm, advanced GDP, Bank of Canada monetary policy report, FOMC statement, federal funds rate. Damn, so pretty news intense week. I think the only quiet day will probably be tomorrow. Wednesday would definitely be pretty crazy from 8:30 a.m. all the way to 2:30 p.m. So before our session and even after our session, it's going to be pretty chaotic. Let's look at Thursday. Thursday is not bad. Thursday is quiet. So we have Tuesday and Thursday as our quiet days of the week, and Friday is obviously going to be NFP. So 2 out of the 3 days, based on our history, NFP week is a very a touchy week to trade. You have to be very careful, and there's a lot of consolidation and random movements that can happen. So we'll take the best possible setups we can, and rely on price action, like we always do. So Tuesday and Thursday, if you guys want to jot that down for your own trading schedule, those are the days you want to focus on for trades that you take on your own. For us, we're just gonna ride the wave and see how it goes. If the chat doesn't pop out for you, just refresh it a few times. It should work out that way. But let's continue on. Pound dollar, our bias is still short, as you can see. We have a lot of highs to clear before we even think of longs. One right here and the other here before we even think of going long. Gold, which we did have a pretty good setup on last week. Here's the 25 off code. People that were asking, this is the code to use to get 25 off our trading room or signals, and this is valid and also the Halloween promotion. So if you're interested, make sure you use this code. You're gonna get 25% off your first month, your first 3 months, or your first year. So take note of that. And gold has actually had some nice movement, and I think Friday we were talking about this previous level 1514 and how we could have a short, and that actually did play out. Wow, that's a lot of pips. Whoever caught this, I mean, this is crazy. If you look where gold has gone, it has literally gone to the bottom of our arrow, pretty much to the T on this 4-hour candle. But yeah, damn. I think we don't trade Sundays too much, but pretty clean move, technical speaking, just from our levels. And you can see gold has kind of been stuck between these levels. A lot of wicks up in this 1514 region, and a lot of wicks down at 1465 and 1479. So it's been kind of enclosed within these levels, and so we're just trading those levels. And so right now it might show as a potential buy, but we can see this hourly level 1489. As of late, it has a rally before, but I rather wait for us to come down to 1579, which is a stronger support, as you can see from these wicks, and so we can long from there. But past price action at the level has shown it's been a good support. We have a lot of support here, a lot of support here, a lot of bounces here, bounce here, bounce here, and a bounce here. So we could look for buys from a technical standpoint. And just taking a peek at the hourly, we would obviously want maybe a bullish engulfing to signify we're going long, because we can very well dip below, and in that case we would have a nice intraday short, which I'd be happy to take. So to short gold, all we would want is a nice bearish closure below 1589, and we'll go down to somewhere right around 1584, and then maybe 1579. So 50 pip first target, and the second target another 50 pips away. So if you look to the left, you can kind of see why that idea will happen. Close below, we go down there. Close below, we go down there. And this is what we mean by bearish closure. This past closure was a hammer. It's not bearish to us. When we talk about bearish closures, we want these fat bearish candles with very little wicks at the bottom. If you look to the left, this was another hammer closure, which is why we didn't get that move down. If you look again, we had a nice, pretty decent bearish closure and a nice move, 40 pips on the way there. So pretty good setup that's on gold. And since we're on the hourly time frame, this could be available a few hours after this session. So be on the lookout for a gold trade. And the last pair I wanted to look at was Aussie USD yen. And if we look, there's a potential to go long for USD yen. So the last time we wanted a long, which was October 16th, we were waiting for that crucial break above 109 flat, right? 109 flat. We can see to the left. Back in July, we tried to go higher, we couldn't, and start of July and parts of June. So if we can get that closure above, which we're looking like we're doing, price is kind of getting squeezed above, we can make moves up to 110, 500, and even to 111, where we have this trend line come in And obviously the monthly time frame can show you the overall trend shift in USD yen. We have this nice ascending trend line dating back to 2013 coming into play. If we zoom in, we can have a nice bullish reaction off this trend line. So USD yen has been in a overall downtrend since the start of 2015. But it does have room for a retrace, and if we do the Fibonacci here, you could probably see it's probably the 50 fib level that we're going to be targeting. Look. And so yeah, that's the 50 fib level that we're bouncing off of. And so the next target would probably be the 61.8 at 109.300, and then we talked about the 110.500 target at the 78.6 fib level. So that's what I see for USD yen on a larger scale. But to take that long, all we need, and we might have that pretty damn soon, is if we look to the left, let's see what happened in the past. So we're going to put a horizontal array here. The last time we broke 109 flat, we went as high as 109.282. Okay, so when we go back to where we're at right now, on the 4-hour, if we get that 4-hour closure above this level, we can go long, and the risk reward would be phenomenal. Let's plot it out. We'll have our first setup of the week. Try to squeeze this down. So this is the long setup we can have, and this stop loss is pretty, it has a lot of leeway in it. It doesn't have to be this big, and if you look, it's still a 4.37 risk to order ratio setup. It can be even more tighter than this. If you just look to the left, we do have some highs at this level. So if we get a horizontal array, just plotting these previous resistance levels, our stop loss could be a bit below that. And if USD yen does close below this horizontal array, it's probably going to go down lower. So just to be conservative, in case anything weird happens during NFP week, we could keep our stop loss down here and have our target, our first target, like we just drew out at 109.282. So 28 pips as a first take profit, and then have another one at 110 flat as a nice sick level, and then going as high as 110.500. So let me plot those take profits down, and if you guys want, you can plot this on your charts on the portal. So this way you have all the levels down. So 110 flat, 110 flat, 110 flat. Right here. Okay, so this is the overall setup. I mean, if we get this take profit done with, and we are still above this, 109.282, then I see us going to, 110 flat. So that's the view on USD yen. And if you look at the setups we're taking, we're banking on USD strength. And if you just look at the forecast for NFP week, average earnings is going to actually increase. Non-farm employment change is going to be 90K, and unemployment rate is supposed to be 3.6%. So it's forecasted to be a bit worse than the previous month. So obviously that's not in line with our ideas here, but obviously these forecasts could be very well different than what is shown here. If you go on Forex Factor and you click any of these folders, you can see how the previous forecasts have done. So our last forecast in October was forecasted to be the same, the unemployment rate, but actually dropped to 3.5%. And then September, it was on par. August, it was actually worse. So, these are just nice guesstimate values. Just take it with a grain of salt. But we have a few days until NFP week comes. So let's end it off with that. I think I've covered most of what I wanted. The Halloween promotion, make sure you sign up for a portal. It's free. To get the Halloween promotion, just go to this link, the opt-in live link that I talked about, and you can also take advantage of the 25 off code that I gave. So it's 25, capital O, capital F, F, and use it as checkout for Signals or Trading Room. to get 25% off your first month, your first 3 months, or first year. So we have three to four solid setups that are waiting, basically pending, not pending orders, but we're just waiting for price action to play out. And we will see how they play out on Friday for our next free session. So I'll see all the paid members tomorrow, ready to enter some trades. For the free users, if you want to try it out, just use the 25 off code or take advantage of the Halloween deal, and that way you can get all the the sessions where we take the trades. So I'm RP Forex. I'm logging off. I think this was a great session. I'll see you all tomorrow for another live session. Peace out.